Are the Iraqis, do you believe, now fully capable of holding that peace, that tentative peace that has now emerged in Mosul?
Thanks, Wolf. Well, first of all, I think the global coalition that fights ISIS here would like to congratulate Prime Minister al-Abadi and all the Iraqi security forces on their historic victory in Mosul against an evil enemy, while also making extraordinary efforts to safeguard civilian lives. To answer your question, I do believe that the Iraqi security forces have what it takes to hold Mosul. They've been holding the east side of Mosul now since it was liberated in January. And they have a plan to hold the entire city, even as they prosecute operations against ISIS elsewhere in Iraq.
So what do they need to do now specifically, and what will the U.S. involvement be to prevent ISIS from returning to Iraq's second largest city?
Well, they'll be responsible for the hold, and I think they have a good sight picture of what they need to do that. What they must do now is continue the attack. What's next on the docket? It will be to finish operations in Nineveh province. There's not much left, but there's still a bit of Nineveh province that needs to be cleared to include the major population center of Tal Afar, about 40 kilometers west of Mosul. Then there'll be other areas that have to be cleared in Iraq, Hawija and western Anbar province.
So what will the U.S. role in all of this? There are still thousands of U.S. troops in Iraq under your command. What is their mission right now?
So our mission hasn't changed. The defeat of ISIS in Mosul doesn't mean that ISIS is finished in Iraq, and there's still tough fighting ahead. And so we'll continue to perform our mission, which is to advise and assist the Iraqis. Before combat, we help train and equip them, and once they enter combat, we provide them with intelligence, precision fires, and combat advice. So we'll continue to do that, and we'll go where the fighting moves to next.
I remember 3 years ago when those ISIS terrorist forces moved into Mosul, the Iraqi military, including a lot of U.S. equipment, sophisticated armored personnel carriers, they simply ran away. They left all that equipment behind. How do you know, General, that the Iraqi military won't do that again?
Well, the future's kind of hard to know, but I'd say this is a different Iraqi security forces than 3 years ago, significantly different. You're right. 3 years ago, ISIS took Mosul in a matter of days. 3 years ago, the Iraqi security forces were fighting to hold their capital of Baghdad, and today they just concluded a major victory 400 kilometers from their capital. They fought for 9 months without respite, and they took this second largest city in Iraq back. This is a very different army and security forces than existed 3 years ago.
How much tension is there, General, between the Iraqi Shia, the Sunni, and the Kurds right now? Because if you really want a united country, all of these elements of the Iraqi population need to work together. Are they?
Yeah, well, the more than 40,000 Iraqi security forces operating in Nineveh today are comprised of Shia Iraqis, Sunni Iraqis, Kurds, Christians, Turkmen, others. So I'd say they're pretty united right now. There's a lot of celebrating going on Iraq-wide right now, started yesterday. How long will that last? Well, I don't know, but you've hit on the critical point. That's the key point for the future, is this country has to pull together. This society has to pull together if they're going to prevent ISIS or the ISIS next from returning.
What, if any, role will the U.S. military under your command have in trying to achieve in Raqqa, another ISIS caliphate capital, if you will, that you achieved together, led by the Iraqi military in Mosul?
Well, as of about an hour ago, what was job number 2 for us, Raqqa, Syria, is now job number 1. And we're prosecuting that fight there just like we did here by, with, and through our local partners. And we're performing the same kind of missions. The coalition is performing the same kind of missions there. We'll take Raqqa with our partners.
How long do you think it'll take?
I don't know. I predicted that. I'm not too good at these predictions. I predicted that it would take about 6 months to take Mosul. It took just shy of 9 months, a few days shy of 9 months. So I won't hazard a guess as to how long it'll take Raqqa.
General Townsend, thanks so much for your service. Thanks so much for joining us.